Hi everyone. Welcome to the Art of Hustle, Episode 3, Season 3 podcast. I'm Vedic, today's host. So today we have a very special guest with us, Samrat sir, the proud owner of Drunken Monkey. Join us to have some talks on milkshake, culture and some entrepreneurship. Welcome sir.
Hi Vedic, how are you?
Fine sir. How are you sir?
Good. Thank you.
First of all, thanks for being on our podcast sir. It is really great to meet you.
It's my pleasure.
Drunken Monkey, as far as we know, is one of the very few starting companies in milkshake field in Hyderabad areas, and to be honest, in India area. We are really excited to be here.
Same here. I'm very happy I'm speaking to an engineer because I'm also an engineer. So enjoy these 4 years, that's all I'll say.
Sure, that's it. So sir, starting with the beginning, how was your childhood like? Your education, family background, some crisp about that.
Sure. So basically, both my parents are professors. My mom is a chemistry professor and my dad is a zoology professor. And I did my schooling in Chennai, schooling and college. So I did my engineering in SRM in Chennai.
Okay.
So I think my childhood, more than studies, I was playing a lot of sports. So I play basketball and cricket, and I mean sports excited me a lot because of it's very unpredictable and it's not the routine kind of thing. So I mean even in college I was like the sports president of my college. And, apart from this extracurricular also I was pretty decent at it, and I think my first I got placed in my third year maybe in a software firm.
Okay.
And 1 year I did a job, so I actually did a job to more to understand what a job is like and how it would help me in future and stuff. But I always felt that business is something which I want to venture into.
So sir, you've been a sports person, and then again shifting to corporate world, and then again shifting to entrepreneurship. Was entrepreneurship your main idea from your childhood, or have it come in the way?
So you want to know the truth?
Yes.
Okay. So actually I don't really care what I do. Matlab, like whether I'm doing a job or whether I'm a businessman or whether you call me an entrepreneur, I really don't care as long as I enjoy what I'm doing. That's the funda for me in life. Now, for some reason, I'm not the kind of guy who really cares about what society would think about me, or how I need to prove something, or I need to become this big, or I really don't care. The reason I got into entrepreneurship is because when I did my job, I also realized that job is kind of not exciting enough for me. So, like I said, sports was something which excited me always. The main reason sports excited me was because in sports, when you play a game, for example, what you play any sport?
I play basketball.
You play basketball. So I also play basketball. So when you go play a game of basketball, until the game is over, you really don't know whether you win or not.
Exactly.
When you go into play, okay, you might know, okay, I'm a stronger team or a weaker team, but every game is different, right? So after you play the game, you have time to analyze, okay, maybe I could have improved this here, maybe I could have done that, irrespective of whether you win or lose.
Exactly.
If you lose, maybe you'll think more about improving. If you win, maybe you'll enjoy a bit again, but you have to think about it
again.
Otherwise, you'll fall back again. So that is something which was very exciting about sport to me. So I used to lose few times, I used to win few times, but every time there's some excitement of learning something more. So when I joined the job, it was too static for me. It was too static since there was too many routines and too many things happening in a very simple and simplified manner that it didn't excite me enough.
Okay.
So I was lucky enough that I don't need to support my parents. They have good earning jobs and stuff like that. So I felt if I don't take a risk and do what I like, when else would I do it? So that's when I decided, let me get into business, because again, business has a high chance of failure. Now you will know all the stats. Like out of every business which starts, 95% of them fail in the first few years itself. So all that kind of excited me, and Drunken Monkey is like my 8th business.
Oh.
It's not my first business, and I would still not say Drunken Monkey is successful, because what I aim for and what we have achieved is a very minuscule thing. So it is very simple for me, because only when I'm afraid of failing would I be afraid of business. Or so for me, that is the whole thrill of entrepreneurship or business, and that helps me also in making my decisions.
That is really amazing, sir. 8 businesses which you have come across. Sir, you told your both parents are teachers, teaching background. Your family has a teaching background, but yet you've come out of it. Was there any family pressure or anything sort where you had to struggle for some time and then
In terms of, you mean them telling me not to do business?
Exactly. There's a whole society which tells entrepreneurship is not for everyone. As you said, 95% of the people in the first few phases they step back, but then again coming to 8 businesses again and again starting a new business, society pressures.
So see, for me, from the time from my childhood onwards itself, I was not a kind of a person who would listen to society too much, or I would listen to my parents only when it's required. Matlab, like all of you, I would still do things behind their back. They will also know it's okay, they leave it. So my parents did tell me, of course, that there are different ways to earn money and there are safer ways to do things. But they also know that they're only telling it for my safety. And they know that if I don't listen, I don't listen. They've been accustomed to me from childhood that, okay, if he wants to do something, there's no point of telling him. They know that also. So they really did not tell me too much not to do anything. But once in a while, they'll get worried. And they'll be like, okay, why do you have to struggle, do this? Like, there are times when for a couple of years, like my office was in Chennai, I used to travel by general compartment train, and like I used to do a lot of things which I mean maybe people, my batch people, they were in high earning jobs, but it actually really did not matter to me at all, because everything was fun only to me. Never did I feel at any point did I miss out on anything, or I'm not enjoying my life.
Just keeping the excitement high.
Yeah. So in that way, I don't feel. I think more than anything, my parents were supportive. I mean, once in a while, it's okay for them. See, it's their way of showing love.
Exactly.
That okay, be safe, be this thing. But they were never rude, or they were never imposing on me.
So, sir, for everyone who've been to this point in their life, there will be some or the other guide or a mentor or a book which inspires them every time. So what is that one mentor, book or a life lesson you had?
See, for me, at different stages of my life, I looked up to different people. And for me, these people were my mentors. I never had a mentor in person where I would say I went and spoke to these people and had something which guided me and stuff. But I used to look at personalities. See, when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of sport. So 2 people who I used to look up to at that point of time one was Michael Jordan, and second was Sachin, because he grew up at my age. So both these people, what made me like them was their relentlessness, on how relentless they are in wanting to get something, and finding the joy in whenever they play their sport, and both those sports are the sports which I play. So for some reason, though I played sport, I never pursued sport professionally, wanting to play. I don't know. See, I'm not a guy who thinks too much. Whatever comes to my mind, I do it. So at that point, a lot of times I thought, why am I not going to the next stage? It's not like I used to play well as well. I used to play leagues and all that. But for some reason, I was just pulled more into the business side of things. after I started business, around college time, I started like admiring a few more people. One was, Steve Jobs. Again, Elon Musk was one more person. So it keeps changing for me. After that,
Time to time.
yeah, time to time. So that's when I was starting to get into businesses. And both these people, again, Elon Musk, because of his madness. So one thing I really feel which we need in business is madness. Because see, all the logic in the world you will get anyways. Right now, AI itself give you logic. Whatever logics you need. What it can't give you is madness. What it can't give you is relentlessness. These qualities, which are only there in humans, is what you can't get anywhere. And I feel those are the qualities which we need to work on. I don't think it's important to work on your mathematics or work on your physics, or yes, you need to learn that to train your mind to work faster. But that knowledge is not going to really get you anywhere, because that knowledge you can get anytime. But making your skills which are more internal to you, which are very specific to you, advanced, is what I saw in these people like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs. So if you see Steve Jobs and Elon Musk are completely two different personalities. Steve Jobs, again, a guy who will think about an idea and he'll make that into a reality, where no one needed an Apple at that point of time. But he made a simple product like the most profitable company in the world.
Which revolutionized all the industry.
So those two people, and these days again I look up to different kinds of people. Like I started yoga about 4-5 years ago. I'm actually a yoga teacher also. So there are different kinds of aspects of life I look into right now, and my inspiration is different kind of people right now. So it's like there are few people in spirituality I look up to right now. There are people in other fields of like apart from sports and business also. I look into politics. I look into and see. I'm understanding people a little bit better than before. So before I used to look at people and think, why are they doing all this stuff? Why are they doing all this stuff? Now I understand there are like different ways to do things, and sometimes you can't be liked by everyone. So people who I didn't like before also, I started recognizing
what is there,
and I started admiring more people right now.
So sir, what you have, your points really make sense, sir, personally, because subject knowledge, physics or mathematics, whatever it could be, AI, it's crashing around anytime you could get the information. So sir, coming to your business side of basically entrepreneurship side, why should I choose Drunken Monkey besides from all the competition? It might be Starbucks, it might be some other companies. What standouts Drunken Monkey?
Okay. When was the last time you went to eat out?
A day ago.
What did you eat?
I had some pizza.
Pizza. Before that, how many days before that you did go out? Day first. What did you have?
Chaat. Something.
Chaat. When did you have noodles last?
Not that I remember.
Biryani?
1 week ago, I remember.
And when did you have dosa last?
Dosa. Same, a week ago. Some other vacation area.
Okay. So, like if you look at what all, I've told you like 4-5 varieties.
Exactly.
Like you have all these varieties in the last 1 week, right? Now, like when I was growing up, I felt food, there are a lot of varieties to have. But when it comes to beverages, there's only coffee and tea. When I was growing up, the concept of smoothies was not there. So Drunken Monkey, we do few milkshake, but smoothies are our main thing. So for some reason, I don't like coffee and tea. Okay. I don't drink coffee and tea only. And when I was in college, so all my friends used to go out. Everyone hangs out in coffee places. That time, like we didn't have alcohol and all too much. But first of all, alcohol is very costly, right? So you go to a coffee place, you go sit, you go with a girl also, you go to a coffee place. So for me, it was like I used to go to this coffee place. I didn't know what to have because I don't like coffee. And then I used to find these juice shops outside. So I was thinking this same coffee place is outside also. They're selling for 10 rupees, 15 rupees, and they're selling the same coffee for 200 rupees here. Now these juice shops also we can do the same thing, right? Give a better environment. So that was my main idea of first I was a customer. I was thinking there will be people like me. Now when for food, I can choose pizza one day, I can choose biryani one day, I can choose momos one day. I have like 10 options to go out. But when it comes to beverages, it's very limited to coffee and tea. That time it was coffee, tea also was not there. Tea came, chai was, all these things came the last 10 years. So my thing was, let me do something exciting. See, I already tried 7-8 businesses, and all those businesses I tried where my ideas were more in sync with what the society is telling businesses work. Like I was doing more mainstream ones. So this was an idea I had in college only, but I never worked on it because I was thinking, "Arey, this is my idea. Who will listen to my idea?" After I worked in 5-6 businesses and I saw ups and downs, I said, who cares? Might as well do what my idea is, whether it works or not, who cares? At least I'm getting to do what.
Taking the risk.
Yeah, taking the risk of what. So that's how this idea came up. And then when I started in Hyderabad. Why I started in Hyderabad? See, I had access to Chennai and Bangalore. But I started in Hyderabad, not many branches started. So my first 1 year I knew I'll do a lot of testing. And I need to learn a lot. In that time, I knew my idea was actually pretty good in terms of the product we're giving and stuff. So I didn't want people to copy me. Bangalore and Chennai, it happens more often. So Hyderabad I started because here not many people start up new things at that point of time, 2016. So started and touchwood, it started doing well. I was only surprised initially that it started picking up pretty well and people started accepting the product. And till 2020 we were doing pretty good, and then the pandemic, there was a small hiccup, and again we came back.
Starting with a single branch, now if I'm not wrong it's around 100 plus branches across. So how do you manage? It might be financially a branch will have less. What would be a branch would have more? What would be your strategy where, I know it's a business secret, but still.
No, it's not. Nothing is a business secret.
Because managing such vast chain, it is really a task which normally people can't do. So, what is that one strategy you follow to maintain?
When I started my first outlet, immediately I started 4 more to build only to build the systems and process. See, the more the scale, it's all about 2 things. You can divide it into, if you need to have a big business, you divide your strategy into 2. One is your systems and process, one is your people. If you are able to get both these right, you will most probably sustain and succeed. So, system and process completely depend on how well you understand your business and how well you are able to use whatever the systems and processes are there to match it. Because every company cannot have the same systems and process. So it's your understanding of what are the available systems and processes and how do you modify them to fit your strategy of your growth and your operations. So that is one aspect. That's one aspect which requires, see, you might start with something which you think is right, but over a period of time you will change it, you will learn, you will make some mistakes, and it keeps developing. So here what I would advise people is start off with some systems and process, whatever you feel is right. But have feedback loops. Every month have feedback loops. Do a study every month. Take time off from your regular thing.
Proper research.
Yeah, and again, based on data you have acquired, not on some other data. And keep improving it. Over a course of a year, you will come to something which is solved. Then your feedback time becomes smaller, but you still do it. Like every 3 months you do that. So that's the way of building system and process. The second thing is people. See, no matter what systems you have, what these things you have, your people are the one who are going to drive it.
Exactly.
So if you invest into people properly in terms of whether they are your partners or whether they are your directors or whether they are your staff and your employees, you need to make sure the whole company is aligned to the same vision. And how do you do that is by, see, what we do is we believe in values. So whatever we feel our company values are, we feel that if everyone believes in the same thing, it is simpler. See, coming from sport, I don't believe in telling people what to do. You also play sport. The team which will win is where the whole team is aligned in the same direction.
Exactly. Same
it is not about the coach is strict or the captain is strict. If they all play for each other, they'll win. So those are the kind of values which I also see. I learned more from life than in sport than from my studies. So whatever I learn from there, I try to use it in business and try to make sure that we are as a family, we take care of each other. Most importantly, there's one thing in our company is we encourage failing. If you're not failing, that means you're not trying enough. If you're playing safe all the time, you will not fail. So those kind of things we keep doing, and we keep making sure that all of us are in that same safe space and enjoying what we do to achieve that. So these two things I feel are pivotal in my understanding. It might be different for different people, but I think these structure won't change for most people.
Sir, just whatever you said you've started up with 4 outlets at a time. Like you started up with 4. Starting up with a single outlet is a very big task for any entrepreneur. But then starting with 4 companies, then expanding it. What made you? So, sir, coming to these questions, you've already answered it before, but the name Drunken Monkey, what was your inspiration for it? And the tagline, naturally, what is the connection and the essence?
So, basically, I'm a very selfish guy. I want to be like high all the time. Not only when you have a beer. So, sports used to give me that high. And I also felt during my childhood, like certain kinds of food if I eat, and I maintain a healthy lifestyle, it used to give a super high. So I researched a lot on this. Then I realized that we call ourselves advanced form of the monkeys, right? And monkey is happier. If we are advanced, we are supposed to be happier, right?
Yeah.
So drunken monkey means that what monkeys do naturally, we get drunk and do it. So if you see a monkey, it's always jumping around, it's always excited. But we, after like a stressful day sometimes, like maybe not your age, maybe your age also. So after office, you need to have a couple of beers to be happy like the monkey. So it's a fun thing about humans, and it's called Drunken Monkey, and the tagline is naturally high. So just believe that some few simple things if we do in life, we can be naturally high all the time. Yes, you can have your beer at the end of the day, but why not be more selfish and be happy and high throughout the day? So that's the reason of the name Drunken Monkey, where the monkey is our mascot, and it reminds us every time that you can be happy no matter what.
So actually that makes a lot of sense now after knowing the actual meaning of Drunken Monkey. So sir, coming to our students' point of view, when we look at a business, we'll have all the planning. Might not be a perfect plan, but still, in the investment only, in the equipment only, we have this much of manpower. Chalo, let's start business. But there will be this one question: will it get succeeded? Will I have the success? If not, I'll be falling into debt. Because we are students, we can't get our own money. So with the little investment we have, we're scared to keep that investment in the form of business. The safer options we have might be SIP or some other adult investment plans. But then coming into entrepreneurship, everyone, as you said, 95% fail in entrepreneurship side, and there's social pressure. Society gives you a clear picture that this is not for everyone. And we being students, everything overwhelms us. It might be society, it might be our own thinking. So, what is your one advice for today's students who are planning to get into entrepreneurship? We have that but, we will do it, but if a failure. That one advice for the students to come over it.
See, my advice would be not everyone is same. Every individual is different. For example, how you think would be different, how your friend will think is different, and what affects you more will be different. What affects him more might be different. Maybe if your girlfriend leaves you, you won't feel bad. Maybe he'll cry for 5 days, or maybe a month. You never know. So different people, different things affect differently. Now, a person might not have money, but for him, if he has that little money also, and it means a lot to him, losing that might not affect him that much. A person might be a really rich guy, but for him losing a little bit money also might affect. So firstly, we need to kind of analyze what kind of personality you are. We need to first understand not the business. You need to understand yourself as a personality. You see, everyone can change, but it's easier to do something which is suited to your current personality. Now, your current personality might be different after 3 years. After 3 years, you can take a different step altogether. See, for me, my strength was my risk-taking ability.
Mm-hmm.
Failure or losing money or whatever problems happened, చూసుకుందాంలే అని ఒక attitude I'll have. It's not like I'll be like sitting and crying over it. Maybe I'll work on it, do something. But that analysis I did of myself, like through my past experiences. How did I react when things go wrong? What was my like I did a lot of things which are riskier when I was a kid also, not related to business. What was my did I regret it? I never regretted anything. I was okay to face the consequences. So you need to understand you as a person. Now, for example, when you analyze yourself, your past, and how things have affected you, if you see that you are okay to getting into things which are unpredictable and you actually enjoy it, maybe even you had like for example, you did something very risky at college and you got caught, and it had an effect on you in college, but actually it didn't affect you. People think it affect you, but it didn't affect you. You're still fine. Then you're okay. See, these kind of things will matter. Now you are another person who failed once and it affected you a lot in school or college, and it's the same feeling continues for you. Then you are more averse to risk. So for a person like that, the second person, an investment into something which is safer would be a more ideal option, because his ability to take risk is slightly lesser. So once you make that analysis, then you decide what kind of you still need to decide whether you need to do a job or whether you need to get into some kind of earning capacity by yourself. Earning capacity by yourself, again, entrepreneurship is of different types. There are different kinds of businesses you can do which are very less risk, but competition will be very high. Now, for example, if you want to be a YouTuber, the investment will be less, but millions of people will be there
watching
for competition. So it all depends on what is your where is your comfort zone, and I would say try to find your comfort zone first and spend enough time there. Now, in your comfort zone, for example, if your ability to take risk is X, you can spend at least a year or year and a half there. You should not try to make judgments in the first few months, because a lot of factors will come into effect for your success or your failure. Sometimes you might do everything perfect, but still you might fail because circumstances will not be allowing you. Sometimes you will do everything wrong, you will succeed, but don't get cheated by saying that you're right.
Exactly.
You should give yourself that 1 year, 2 years of time into whatever you're doing for you to even judge yourself on how you're doing it. And then automatically things will flow. So this initial period, what I would say is, I'm not a kind of person who will say, wow, do entrepreneurship, it's awesome, this, that. It has its own problems. But are those problems getting bigger than yourself and how you're going to handle it? That's what matters. Because see, at the end of the day, what I would want everyone to do is to have a happy life. First of all, why do you earn money? To be happy and be happy. See, the base is happiness for anyone, everyone. Now, money can add to their happiness in some ways, right? But it should not take off the existing happiness.
Point.
That is the most important thing. So, it is a cycle, which I would say what business people right now, a lot of business people don't tell other business people is self-analysis and self-understanding is also an important part of business. We only talk about which business is right, this is working, that is not working. Because what happens, see, when everything is going right, everyone can take the right decisions. When things are not well, and if it happens over a long period of time, how you are as a person matters to the business and matters to yourself also. So that is something, self-development and self-analysis is something which is very important, which is not talked about much. Even right now, in the times of AI, in the times of a lot of business people coming out and telling, if you see even reels these days about business, everything is about what works and what is the strategy. But nothing is about how that strategy or how that business connects to you.
Exactly.
This is still missing. Why this is still missing is, it is not so easy to generalize it. What is for you? So if I make a reel, it will not be suitable for you. It might be suitable for one person. Right? So this is something which you need to do internally. So I feel that 5% of people, right, who succeed would eventually get this right. Maybe not in the first year, maybe not in the second year. But if once you get that right, you can sustain. Things won't affect you.
So basically, self-awareness is key factors to decide your path in mind, not just entrepreneurship.
In anything,
In anything.
And even for entrepreneurship, it is required.
That's actually a very, very, very accurate point, sir. Because personally, let it be me. Getting into something, there's a lot of self-doubt. But then looking at my other friends who already have their I have friends who have their companies, like they're having a startup. They're speaking to other entrepreneurs or startup holders who are trying to succeed themselves. They have that point where they can take risk and sustain.
Right.
Exactly, financially, what you told. Financial factors matters. So that's actually
right. And you need to look for your sweet spot. See, if you look for your sweet spot and get it right, you can be more successful than anyone else in that field. Because what is your sweet spot? Your friend might not have that sweet spot.
exactly.
Right? For example, if podcasting is something which comes naturally to you, that person might be good at taking risk or whatever. This thing will not come naturally to them. What comes naturally to you and what comes where even if things don't go well, you're still happy. Because the whole aspect of it came naturally to you, the friction is lesser. Then your sustenance is longer. See, in business or in sport or in any aspect in life, what will last is what sustains. Brilliant idea will come for one day, it will go off the second day, it will come for another day. It's all peaks and things. But sustenance is what matters. For that, this is required.
Consistency.
Yes.
So coming back to Drunken Monkey, it started back in 2016 with an idea of giving a new concept of beverage, smoothies. But it's been 8 years almost 8 years since the company has started. There are many new trends coming up, new generation coming up, to be honest. So how do you keep coping up with them, like with the current generation or current trends? Are there any changes or developments you do to the Drunken Monkey, to the company, which keeps you updated to the current generation?
Yes, this is one important aspect of business. Even I missed out initially in my business, where I thought once I get something right, if I keep working on it, it's fine. But the customers and the needs of the customers keeps changing at such a rapid pace. Even so, these days, like compared to 10 years ago, these days, what used to change in 6-7 years now changes in 1 year, 2 years now. So you need to be aware of what the market is and what the market wants, and every time you don't need to change, but when the change is required, you should not shy away. See, at the end of the day, whatever it is, if the customer is not happy with the product or not getting the product in the way they want, then you're not serving anyone, right? And one important factor, for example, in food industry, which I noticed, which I'm in, compared to 6 years or 8 years ago, is people want things faster. No one likes to wait. Before, there will be fine dining and all these things, they'll wait. They're okay to wait for 45 minutes, 1 hour. Nowadays, everywhere, even in fine dining, they expect fast food kind of a service. People's time has become more and more important. So these kind of things we need to notice and we need to adapt. And if you think that no, this is the right way to do it, that is the right way to do it. At the end of the day, if you don't understand your customer, who is going to be the only connection between you and the business, then there's no point. So it's you need to keep your egos down. You need to keep your thinking down sometimes and really understand what's happening in the market. Especially these days, it's very important. Even if you have the first year you crack everything right, the second year things might change. You need to be open to it.
Like there's a saying in Hindi, अगर धंधा करना है तो सर पे बर्फ और मुंह में शक्कर रखना पड़ता है. You have to get down with your egos.
Yes.
Sir, and coming up, this might sound like an interview question. Employee interview question. Where do you see Drunken Monkey in next 5 to 10 years? Like the ultimate success. You said Drunken Monkey is not yet successful. There's a lot more to achieve. That one milestone which is in your mind currently. What is that milestone?
I would want Drunken Monkey to be more famous in India than Starbucks and Coffee Day combined. So that is the goal, for which I have not even achieved 1%. So that's the goal which because I feel the product we have, which is the product is just made of fruits. There's nothing else, and I think what lacks in today's market is authentic products, right? And even if authentic products are available, they are available in small places. Like there's a cafe here. My challenge was how to make an authentic product globally. So for me, India is a global market. Okay, there's no bigger market than India. So I don't really care about other countries right now. And I would want the Drunken Monkey to be there everywhere. And I want a lot of competition to come and make smoothies popular. For me, smoothies are the most important thing, more than Drunken Monkey. So if I'm successful and if I come to that level, then there will be big players coming and doing this thing. And then my goal will be achieved.
Sir, with your aim you have, I guess in today's generation, it will be achieved in a faster pace. Because coming to me personally or my friends personally, we focus more on healthy products. Might not be every time. We have pizzas, we have biryanis. But then there is a certain point of time where we want like, अरे कुछ तो healthy हो जाए, कुछ तो इसमें हो जाए. So for us personally, Drunken Monkey is that one place where we can hang out here without any fear of again having junk food type. Of course, it has pros and cons, but then we have that one kind of confidence in this. We had fruits. घर में जाके क्या बोलेंगे? We had something healthy. So that is Drunken Monkey.
If I knew that more people are like me, I'd have started this long time.
That would be one of the. Coming to the end of the podcast, this is our legacy. You can tell the Art of Hustle's legacy to ask the entrepreneur one advice for every student or every person who wants to be an entrepreneur out there. That one advice that could make a difference.
I would tell just one thing to any entrepreneur who wants to start stuff. Choose a field which is close to your heart. Choose a field which you actually believe that you can do it day in and day out, irrespective of whatever happens. So there's a simple test for this. Now imagine that there is no one else in this world. You are alone. And you have all the money in the world. You have all the food in the world. And you're bored. Would you still do this to kill your boredom? would this still be interesting? Where it's not about money, it's not about anything. Whatever work or business you choose, would you still enjoy it? Then you're in the right business. It should somewhere connect to your heart, where the idea or what you do in the business. See, there are different things now. The entrepreneur need not do everything in the business. For example, connecting with people, or it has to be something which is aligned to your heart. It can't be just aligned to your mind by saying that okay, this is the right thing to do, or this will give me money, or सब लोग इसी ले रहे हैं मैं इसी ले रहा हूँ. It can't be like that. So then the chances of success for you is higher because you can sustain longer and consistency is more.
So you say something that excites you every day, just like this company is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for today, sir. So that's it for today, guys. We had really enjoyed today's podcast. We had a great input from you, sir.
Thanks, Vedit. Thanks for this opportunity.
It is our pleasure, sir, to have you here. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Hope to see you in the next podcast really soon. Do like, share, and subscribe to Art of Hustle. Thank you so much.